show here on the Viking Vision Podcast. I don't know if I should have this as a senior lounge or Viking Vision. I'm not sure because I'm going to separate the two because I'm also going to have juniors and sophomores and maybe a freshman or two on the show. They still haven't earned their right. No, they're still rookies.
Yeah.
Maybe the rookies of the year. I'll let them be on the show. Because you know how it is in sports. You got to earn your spot. You can't just...
Can't walk in and just expect to play.
Right. Unless you're, Kobe Bryant. But anyways, to the show, we have Ajani Joseph. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about remote distance learning and your senior year events being canceled and also your favorite high school memory. Do you have one?
Yes, I do.
All right. We'll get to that in a moment. Go back to when we first left and how you guys were so anxious, like, Mr. Solis, are we going to leave today? Are they calling? Remember that when you guys were all questioning, when are we going to leave? Are we going to have a week off? Or are they going to let us out? Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. So talk about that. Talk about those feelings at first and then how it progressed over the last month and a half or so.
Well, when we just thought we were going to be out for just a few weeks, I was like, okay, we're going to come back to school. We're going to see each other again. And it was cool. It was the first 3 weeks. And then, because spring break, we had the 2 weeks off and then spring break. So then I was like, oh, okay, it won't be all that bad. But then when they said they extended it till the end of the school year, I was like, oh, we're not going to be able to go back to school. Some of us just can't go outside because our parents are so strict on us going outside because they don't want us to get sick because of certain living situations. They want us to stay inside and make sure we're safe. And that's my issue, but it's not the same for everyone. But I mean, the remote distance learning, to me, it's it's terrible. It's only good for math because I'm able to get my math stuff done pretty fast. But for all my other classes, I feel like it's a little difficult.
Okay, let's go back to the part where you said you thought we were going to be off just for 3 weeks. When you felt like, oh crap, what was that point where you're like, okay, this is going to be a lot longer? Was it when they announced that they were going to be close to the end of the school year, which is the school site, or when did you have that feeling like, oh man, this is gonna run into our senior year, our end of our senior year?
I think it was more seeing it on TV, seeing that more people were getting the virus in Pasadena. Well, not in Pasadena, but all over the U.S. So they had no choice but to close for the rest of the year. That's when I started to realize, oh, it's going to really ruin all of our senior events. Some people can't finish track for the people who run track, and some people can't finish softball or baseball because of the virus.
Now, for you, has it changed your plans for anything for the fall?
Well, I'm still going to college. I'm going to Cal State Monterey Bay, but I have my first semester. I have to be taking classes at home online, unless there's a way I can get onto campus, but there's no way I'll get onto campus. I have to have there's certain requirements for me to be on campus, and I don't qualify for any of those. So I have to stay at home doing online work from my house. Yes.
Right. That seems to be everybody's going through something like that. They have to kind of modify their schedule a little bit. So, all right. So let's discuss the senior events that have been canceled. Obviously, prom, grad night, but eventually there's going to be a virtual graduation. So talk to us about that.
Okay. So, I mean, the virtual graduation, it sucks because I don't even know when the graduation is. I think they said it
next month, June 25th, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's next month, and I think it's in the week. And my mom and my dad won't be here because they're probably going to be working. So they won't probably get to see me graduate virtually. And the only way they would see me graduate is if I was graduating next week. Because I know my mom and dad would both call off work for them to come see me graduate, but it sucks that all of us are literally graduating online. It's just, oh, you graduate, you're done. Right. There's nothing really to it.
This Viking Vision podcast is brought to you by no one. But here's an announcement anyway.
Students graduating or leaving PUSD need to return their technology devices. PUSD techs are ready to make an appointment for you to turn in your devices via their curbside tech support service. For more information, go to pusd.us/Blair, scroll down and click Attention Students under our news section for details. Thank you.
All right, we're back here with Ajani, senior, Blair High School. Now that you're graduating, you're moving on. What are you going to major in?
Business administration.
And now, what is it that you want to do with that once you're done? I know we're looking 4 or 5 years down the road, but you know how quickly that goes. What is it? What are your aspirations?
Well, to have my own restaurant or to have my own business.
What type of restaurant?
Probably. That's a good question. I really haven't thought about that yet. Probably like a little burger place because I like burgers. So.
All right, that's good. Yeah.
And everybody likes burgers, so.
Well, you got to find yourself a chef, a nice burger chef that's multi-talented in other aspects of culinary arts, because you want to have your restaurant different from everyone else. I'm gonna ask you some questions. What has been your favorite quarantine snack? Your quarantine snack.
My favorite quarantine snack.
Yeah.
I probably would say it's tough. I mean, if a quarantine, so can I could still go to the certain place and go get it, right? Or no, it has to be something that's already laying in my house.
Whatever your snack has been during this time.
Oh, a bag of Skittles. A bag of Skittles. Easily.
Okay, cool. All right, how about your favorite drink?
Gatorade.
So Skittles and Gatorade. Nice. So I'm sure you're snacking on that and drinking it while watching what? You binge watching something right now, or?
I've been watching the Last Dance documentary.
Okay, what did you think about that?
I have not. I've watched episodes 1 through 8, and I'm going to watch 9 through 10 today, even though it came out on Sunday.
How about anything else on Netflix or any other documentary or any other movie you've been watching?
I've been watching All American. I watched On My Block, and I've watched All American, On My Block, and 13 Reasons Why, or the 3 shows I was watching during quarantine.
Nice. So what do you think about the senior roast?
It's very inappropriate. It's very inappropriate. It's very inappropriate.
Please be specific on your inappropriate definition.
Okay, I
don't want people thinking I'm posting pictures of you from the locker room or something like that. Which they don't have, but
I mean, they're funny. I mean, some of them they're just funny pictures. I mean, there's nothing really else I can say about them. They're just pictures that you have of us that are just funny.
They're pictures that you turned in as part of your projects. I mean, come on, I'm just reposting them like a throwback type of thing. So this is the time to do it, because you're lucky you guys were not in school. I'll still be posting them while we're in school, but since we're out of school, you guys are having it easy. We're going to do birthday shout outs. So if anyone has a birthday you want me to shout out, or a guest to shout out, our email, I even got an email for this podcast. It's called the Viking Vision Podcast @gmail.com. Viking Vision Podcast @gmail.com. When is your birthday, Johnny?
February 3rd.
All right, February 3rd. So when we do this in February with next year's seniors, we'll shout you out. Just make sure you're listening to the show. All right, so my last question. Question before we go, because the music's going to be playing a little bit. Who should I have as a guest next on the Viking Vision Podcast Senior Lounge podcast?
Who should you have next as a guest?
Who should be my next guest?
I probably would say Joaquin or Angel or German.
Oh, from your group?
Yes, I would say one of those 3.
All right, cool. The Viking Vision Awards. Film is going to have their own categories. I'm going to announce that next week, and then who the nominees are. So be ready to watch for that. Wow, so almost $100 grand prize. So see, it pays to do your work.
Yes.
Like you've been doing. So, all right, Johnny, thank you so much for being a guest on this show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that wraps it up for this edition of the Viking Vision Podcast. Catch us on YouTube and soon on many other podcast streaming devices. Until next time, be good humans, Vikings.